Because they were inspired by the movie Scream, two teenagers became obsessed with killing someone who one of their own classmates. Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome back to another episode of MC at RTP with me, Manur Syakirah. As we all know, year by year, there are more and more horror and thriller movies being produced. It is because these movies have a big following and a lot of fans. And some people watch them just out of interest to pass the time or simply to shake off boredom. But there's also a small group of people who actually take inspiration from horror movies to commit crimes. This case happened in 2006 when the suspects, Brian Draper and Torey Adamcik, murdered a girl named Cassie Jo Stoddart. Brian and Torey had become close friends because they share a love for horror movie, with Scream being their favorite movie all the time. When their obsession with the movie grew, they got inspired to create a film of their own, just like Scream. So they started planning a murder and discussing who their target would be. They even made a list of their classmates' names, and in the end, they chose Cassie to be their victim. They recorded their planning sessions, and in one of the videos, they even said, "Cassie is our friend, and though we are sad about it, she is going to be the sacrifice." So on Friday night, September 22nd, 2006, Cassie was staying over at her aunt's house. She was house sitting her aunt's house for a while, and that night she invited her boyfriend Matt Beckham and her two friends Brian and Torey to come over and watch a movie together. Brian and Torey knew that Cassie often stayed at her aunt's place, which is why they planned to kill her there. They even intended to target other classmates too after they planned to kill Cassie. Once they finished watching the movie, Brian and Torey told Cassie they were heading to town to catch another movie at the cinema, leaving Cassie and her boyfriend alone at the house. And not long after that, the house suddenly had a blackout, which started Cassie and Beckham. And a bit later, Beckham's moms came to pick him up, and she even offered Cassie a place to stay at their house since it was dark and she was worried something might happen to her. But Cassie turned down the offer because she wanted to look after her aunt's house, and yeah, Cassie said that she didn't want her aunt and her uncle to feel offended and was hopefully that the electricity would come back soon. And after Beckham and his mom left, Cassie was all alone in the dark. 2 days later, on Sunday, September 24th, 2006, Cassie's aunts and uncle came back home, but they were shocked to find Cassie was lying lifeless on the floor in her horrifying state. She had been stabbed over 30 times, surrounded by her own blood. From what the police saw, it looked like Cassie tried to defend herself during the struggle. And the first person the police questioned was Cassie's boyfriend, Beckham, as he was the last person to be with her. But he was cleared as a suspect after passing a polygraph test. And during his interview, he also mentioned that Brian and Torey were with them that night. So the police questioned Brian and Torey, but they acted shocked and said they had gone to the cinema instead. But when the police asked to explain the storyline, neither of them could do it. And another friend of theirs who worked at the cinema said he hadn't seen Brian or Torey there that night, which made the police more suspicious. So what happened next, guys? The police pressured Brian and Torey to tell the truth, and eventually they cracked under the stress and confessed. Instead of going to the cinema, they had actually gone to the basements of Cassie's auntie's house and hide there. They were also the ones who cut the power that night. And after Beckham and his mom left and Cassie was all alone in the house, Brian and Torey came upstairs and attacked her with a knife. Cassie was stabbed 30 times with 12 stabs to her heart. They even recorded the murder. The police also found the spot where they buried the clothes, mask, and a knife they used to kill Cassie. The police found a video recording where Brian and Torey actually played out Cassie's murder. In the video, they even say they killed this for fun and just to mimic the movie Scream. Brian and Torey were finally charged, and although they were both minors, they were tried as adults and sentenced to life in prison. So, the takeaway here is to keep an eye on your kids, siblings, family members, and even friends. Pay attention to what movie they watch and what games they play. If anyone seems really into horror movie with lots of killing scenes, it is worth keeping an eye on them. So, that's all from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the story I shared.